Marketing. Sometimes a good marketing campaign can help tell you what you need to buy or eat. But sometimes marketing campaigns are done by people who have never actually met another human being in their life, and it shows. With that in mind, my name is Elijah Lee, this is The Icon, and here are 5 video game marketing fails. And before we get started, since I have you here, can you please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and remember to hit that little bell so you can get alerted when we post new videos. And we post new videos daily.
Number 5.
Wesker and Sons Butcher Shop. So when thinking of ways to promote Resident Evil, what are some things that come to mind? Maybe invite people to play a demo of the game at a haunted house? How about a butcher shop with human-shaped meat? This was an event back in 2012 to promote Resident Evil 6. Capcom set up a butcher shop in the UK called Wesker and Sons. The proceeds for all the meat sold went to the Limbless Association, a non-profit dedicated to helping amputees. The whole concept is a bit odd. Not sure if this pop-up really helped the sales or awareness of Resident Evil 6. It doesn't really have anything to do with the game itself. It seems kind of random, but it is awesome that it was also for a good cause. But to me, it's also a little weird. I guess somebody in their marketing thought it would be a great tie-in to donate the money to the Limbless Association, and I'm sure they were grateful for the money, don't get me wrong, but am I the only one that would feel like it was a bit, I don't know, tasteless to have a butcher shop that sold meat in the shape of arms and legs and then donate the money to a foundation that's dedicated to helping amputees? No one thought that was a bit weird, that maybe they should rethink that? I don't know.
Number 4.
White is coming. Oh boy, this is the 2006 Dutch campaign ad for the Sony PSP. It features a white woman dominating a black woman with a tagline that says, PlayStation Portable White is coming. Now, I don't need to say what's wrong with this ad, it's pretty obvious what people's issues with it were. But let's pretend for a moment racism doesn't exist. We live in a perfect world where everyone is equal. This is still a bad ad, because with the woman dressed in all white dominating over the black woman, it suggests that white is better. So why would you want everyone who bought a black PSP to feel bad about their purchase? It's not like the white PSP has new features and you'd be upgrading, nor does the ad seem to be aimed at people who don't own a PSP. But now back to reality, and we have a completely tone-deaf and racist ad that also mocks you for buying a PSP early.
Number 3.
Fake protests. Back in 2009, EA held a fake protest to promote their new hack-and-slash game, Dante's Inferno, at E3. Protesters handed out pamphlets that said, hell isn't a game, and trade in your PlayStation for a PlayStation. The protest was obviously fake, and this, I don't think I need to say, is a lame attempt to build hype for your game. Because it didn't build hype, and all it really did was ironically upset real Christian groups who felt that EA was stereotyping Christians and perpetrating the belief that Christians are, and I quote, priggish, thin-skinned fun killers. Actual quote from a blog post at the time. Meanwhile, the internet was filled with debates about EA and what they did, with half the internet exclaiming that EA was lumping all Christians together and painting them in a bad light, with the other half saying Christian groups do in fact attack games, and if they were in a bad light, it was of their own doing. But not many people were actually talking about Dante's Inferno.
Number 2.
Billboards on your loved one's grave. So Acclaim decided that in order to promote their new game Shadow Man 2, they would pay people to put many billboards promoting the game on the gravestone of their loved ones. Naturally, the Church of England was not having any of this. Mind you, they were already hotly debating if plastic flowers should be allowed on graves. Acclaim responded by saying, it's a dark, gory type of game, and we thought it was appropriate to raise the advertising to a new level. It was in bad taste and just a bad idea altogether. Have you heard of Shadow Man 2? Have you played Shadow Man 2? Yeah.
Number 1.
Sony knows how to party. Okay, what comes to mind when you think of God of War? Grease, sex, larger-than-life characters. So it makes sense that Sony held a huge party in Greece with topless women to celebrate the launch of God of War 2. The problem came with the decapitated goat in the room. Now, let's talk about this goat. I love meat. I will fight you over a full slab of ribs, cornbread, beans, and a glass of lemonade. And the other person working here might have starved as a child if it wasn't for hunting. But with that said, your knee-jerk reaction is to yell animal abuse. I know I did way back when. But it's important to note that the goat was purchased at a nearby butcher shop, so they didn't just kill a goat to be a prop. What made matters worse is that when the report scat out, that guests were invited to stick their hands down the goat's neck to eat its innards. And that's innards in big fat quotation marks because they were purchased elsewhere, cooked, and put inside the goat. Then the critics claimed that this was a part of video games industry's bloodlust and an attempt to exploit youngsters, despite the fact that God of War is rated M for immature. The party was seen as depraved, grotesque, and exploiting animal cruelty. Was it as bad as the media made it seem? No. Did they go too far? Yeah, the goat was a bit much and kinda gross, and they certainly could have done without it. As a result to the backlash, Sony recalled 80,000 issues of the PlayStation magazine that featured the party. The party encapsulated everything that was God of War. Sex, violence, beautiful women. But not all things translate seamlessly into the real world. Thank you all for watching that video. If you guys know of any other really odd marketing campaigns, feel free to talk about them below. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button because like I said, we do these videos daily. So we'll be coming back tomorrow with a new video and you're not gonna wanna miss it. Trust me.